Kewan Arrington, Tyrese Little leading the way for that Catawba club, a Catawba team that can go out and beat any team any night if they so choose to play.
No question.
Quality ball.
No question. I mean, they had a quality win the other night against Wingate, which is very hard to do. We've had struggles there. It's just a tough place to play, and Jim Baker's one of the old veterans of this league, and has had quality teams, and has a history there of championships and NCAA tournament appearances. So he rallies those guys and has them ready for every game. And you play Anderson Wednesday, and then you turn right around and you got to go to Catawba on Saturday. So there's no time there's limited time to really prepare. Thankfully, we've already played them once this year, and have a bit of a feel for them. But man, this is just one of those tough weeks that you have to go through and hope that your team responds the right way.
Picked up a 62-60 victory over the Indians back on December 7th. What do you take away from that contest leading into meeting number 2?
I sort of felt like in that game that I felt like that Sawyer Williams, that was really his first game to really sort of is coming out party, I guess. And I thought he did a really admirable job defending the block per the scouting report. What was sort of shocking about that game is that I sort of felt like we were sort of in control there, and we're sort of maybe 14, 15-point lead there late in the second, and then suddenly they go on a run. I think Nick Houston was actually the kid that sort of sparked them. They started throwing up rainbow threes, and next thing you know, it's a game. We were holding on for dear life. So I'm sure that it actually may have a really positive effect. Our guys know that they're a quality team, and that and there's no lead that's enough. That you've got to play them for 40 if you want to have a chance to potentially win.
We talked about Tyrese Little, but had 15 and 11 against you. Kewan Arrington had 15 and 12. Just how potent are they inside?
They're good, man. They're good. Tyrese is an all-conference kid. He's 6'7", 6'8", long, bouncy. He's developed more of a perimeter type game here this year, but he still has the ability to go in that block and score points and block shots and grab rebounds. He runs. Arrington's a new kid, and he's a sophomore, which just scares you to death because he's so much like an Antoine Davis. Got good size, but really a perimeter skill set. Can shoot it, can rebound it, can post it. They got a good 1-2 punch, and that's not all they have. I mean, Elon Edwards was an all-freshman team member last year, and he has the potential to explode at any time. And he exploded on us last year. I think he had 20 in the first half.
Yeah.
They played him down there or something. So, assuming we survive Wednesday, I didn't say win. I said just survive. Assuming we survive Wednesday, then we got to turn around and go to Catawba Saturday. It's like I said, it'll be a challenge and a half.
Daunting back-to-back road trips just because of the length involved. I mean, Wednesday night, if you get out of the locker room in time, the games go in order. You're looking at a 3 a.m. arrival back in Jefferson City.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that in terms of the preparation leading into Saturday's game with the Indians?
Well, we've never played Anderson on a weekday. We've always played them on a weekend, and so the distance, it's going to be somewhat of a factor. But we'll encourage our kids after the game. Typically, and you travel with us as well. So within 30 minutes, 40 minutes of that game of us departing our event, guys are trying to sort of unwind and shut their eyes and trying to get a little rest. So hopefully we can do that on Wednesday night coming back. And then we'll have to be selective Thursday in what we do. It'll obviously every Thursday is more or less the same for us. It's more of a learn from the previous game, focus on the upcoming game, and it's not typically a true practice kind of day. So it won't be that Thursday will be that challenging, but then Friday's got to be a great day of preparation and practice. And so we're gonna hope that our process, the way we have typically done the Wednesday Saturday swing, we're hoping that we'll just stay with that, and our guys will be okay. But again, we've not really been in a situation where you take that 3.5 hour drive to Anderson always that'll be a first time for it, and we'll just have to be tough enough to handle it the right way.
Just revisit Tyrese Little for another moment. We've talked about his scoring ability, but also a supreme shot blocker. Blocked 4 shots in the first meeting.
Yeah.
How do you avoid him down on the low blocker? Is he unavoidable?
He's unavoidable. He's going to get his. They're if you try to post him up, you go right at him. You try to maybe bring him out away from the basket and force him to defend on the perimeter a little bit more. But he's really good at what he does. He's so long, he's so quick. He's got great timing, great feel for what's getting ready to happen. He sort of anticipates pretty well. So, it'll just be part of the game. If he were to not block a shot in the game, then that would be abnormal to say the least. It's going to happen. We just have to know it's going to happen and not let it impact us on any level.
They've given up points at times this year. 5 games, the opponents have scored 95 or more on them. How do you do that against them?
I'm going to give the really basic answer, and that's to make shots.
That's the obvious.
Yeah, we got to make shots. It's how do we get shots? I guess that's the real question. We got to try to get them in transition. I mean, you want variety, obviously. You want to be a transition type team that can score something easy before the defense gets set, before Tyrese can dig into the paint. You want to try to score points at the line, free throw line. In order to do that, you have to be the aggressor and have a lot of north-south rim attacks with drives, pass, cuts, And then you got to hope that some of your kids can go in there and make some threes. I mean, there's so many factors, but we talk a lot to our guys about variety. We don't want to be just one particular thing. We want to have the variety that if something isn't working one night, you still have enough juice to get the points on the board. And your little stat still haunts me. I'm sitting here answering this question. I'm sitting here thinking in the back of my head it's just booming.
70.
We just got to find a way to get there, I guess, and then hope our defense did its part.
I still have to think of other ways to come up with stats just to mess with your head. But going back to the previous segment and talking about is revenge a mindset. I don't know if revenge comes into factor just because you've played them already this year. Do you make reference to last year's game at Goodman Gym?
Yes.
How do you make reference to it?
I won't have to. That's one thing I will say. Our kids, they keep their fingers on the pulse of this thing pretty good. And having so many seniors and juniors that have been invested, they know the histories, they know the personnel. We spend a great deal of time educating them through scouting on who's who and what team's what and the coaches. They know the whole deal. I'm going to tell you, if you ran some kind of South Atlantic Conference quiz on this league, our guys would win that thing hands down because they know the players, they know the coaches, they know the schemes, they know the facilities. So I don't have to say a word about it. I will, but I wouldn't have to because they know what happened there last year, and that was a quality win for Catawba and a tough loss for us. And I'm hoping that we can keep a little bit of that taste and how bitter that was, so that it will motivate us.